Billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We thank Almighty Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. I am Adeyemo AbdulHakeem. Call me AK Passion. I am happy to be called upon to give this speech on a topic that has to do with speaking. So the act of public speaking, or how to deliver a good speech with slide or without slide. I thank the wonderful group Aoislamic. I am happy I'm one of you. I always follow you from time to time and I'm learning a lot. You would also be surprised to know that most of your lectures are always recorded by me and I share with other platforms. I want to give all of you a big thumbs up. May Almighty Allah continue to be with you. Yeah, public speaking is a very Herculean task, is a frightening task, and it's always normal for you to frighten when you get to the public. Even great speakers sometimes have the challenge of experiencing little difficulty when they approach public, especially a very large gathering. So you need though some people are born to talk, but some are also trained to talk. So you need to know where you belong to. So I thank Almighty Allah that I am trained to talk. So as a teacher, I am also born to talk. So it's very important you know that speaking is a very lovely one, and it's one of the quality of a good leader. A good leader must know how to speak. If you are not having the techniques of speaking as a good leader, forget about it. Great leader speaks to persuade their followers. So I want to start with the meaning of public speaking. So public speaking, personally, I see it as a process of speaking to people in order to achieve a particular goal or objective. And there are reasons for speaking. As a teacher, you speak to teach your students. As a pastor afar, you lecture your people in order to follow the good deeds. So as a lawyer in the court of law, you speak in order to win case. So there are reasons for speaking. So it's a very important task for all leaders. So I would say that if you know you want to speak, you need to be well prepared. Very important. The first thing I will tell you is the purpose of your speech. So if you're using a slide, what's the difference between using slide and not using slide? Using slide has to do with using PowerPoint for your presentation, and it depends on the people you're talking to. You understand? In a seminar type of speaking, PowerPoint is a very good approach you can use, because the slide itself and the arrangement of your slide makes the speech so lovely. So people will get where you're speaking, and you attract their attention even with the slides. And when you use slides, the things, the words, the content are well arranged. You understand? So, but just like I said, it depends on the gathering. If you are speaking, like at a point in time, I was asked to anchor a program and speak to bike men and drivers, commercial drivers, on how to maintain safety on the roads. Using slide in that gathering, it's somehow. So you go straight to the point, and you try as much as possible to attract and hook their attention within the first 20 minutes. Let me tell you, for every good speech, the attention of your audience is gained the first 20 minutes. You understand? So a good speech must not be too lengthy. It must be concise and it must be precise. So you must be able to give them what they need. So the first thing you need to know is that, why are you speaking? Just like I said, are you speaking to entertain them? As a comedian, you speak to entertain their guests. So are you speaking to inform them? You understand? As a good speaker, you need to know, are you speaking to inspire or motivate them? As a motivational speaker, are you speaking to convince them or persuade them? As a politician, most politicians use persuasive speaking method. They tell us what they would do, and most of us would follow them gullibly. So a good leader must know how to speak. And again, I have to tell you, a good speech must have three main parts, very important. The first one is introduction, understand? An introduction, to me, I look at it as, what do you want to say, understand? What do you want to say? And in doing that, you need to know what your audience need, understand? So the second one is saying it, which is the content. So introduction, content, or the body, and the conclusion. Those are the three main part of a good speech. So when you say it is the content, and the last one is conclusion, which has to do with how do you say it, you understand? So that's the third one. So for the introduction, you need to catch the attention of your audience. You need to hook them, and you can start with a story. You can start with a drama. You can start by illustrating an action or giving examples. For me, let me say this, I was a very shy type in my secondary school, but in the university, we discover as intelligent person who were seen as one group of people that can take up responsibility. So we were given a Herculean task of student leadership. So my first experience as a student leader it was a bad one, because I have to talk. So imagine someone that does not talk to, I'm talking of more than 500 people. So what we do is that I will come to the lecture theater when students are not there. I talk to chairs what I want to tell them. So I campaign to chairs, and I see them as people. So when I talk to them, the fear will go. So when I come back to that same class to talk to them, I wouldn't see the heads, the lot of heads there, a class of 500, a general course, and you want to tell them to vote for you. A lot of people will say, Afa, you are very gentle, you can't do it. And that was one of the turning points. Challenge. When people challenge you that you can't do something, you would succeed by doing that thing, and you would excel in that thing very well. So the body of your letter, I mean the content, must be well arranged. Your point must be logical, and your point must not be too voluminous. 3 points is okay for a good speech, understand? 4 points is good, but 5 points is a huge lot of story, understand? So your point must be well arranged, and it must be logical, and it must be clearly stated. It must be vivid, it must be clear, and it must be concise. So in addition, you need to know that after your point, you need to know that your conclusion should follow your point, and your conclusion must attract your audience. It must change their behavioral disposition, you understand, as a result of your very good dexterity in speaking. So your conclusion must bring up questions. So if your conclusion is not bringing questions, it's not a good speech. So it's very good to also know that you need to be diplomatic as a good speaker. You need to be diplomatic. So you need to, because you are speaking to a whole lot of people. If you are not diplomatic as a good speaker, if you are speaking to some people and you are not being diplomatic, you might be abusing their sensibility. So you need to be diplomatic. Then your time is very important. Your time is very important. So you need to know how to manage time. A good speaker must be a good time manager. So I want to tell you that speaking is a very good task and is a lovely one. I anchored a lot of programs. I speak to a lot of people as a teacher, as a lecturer. and I have gained a lot of knowledge while speaking in public. But it's very important that I'm also gaining something from it, though just like I said, whatever you're doing, you do it with passion. You must read everything. You must read everything. One person with passion is greater than 99 with interest, and that's my watchword. Till now I still use that word. I use it to achieve a lot of victories any election I face. So may God help us. So please, as a good speaker, you need to know that. So why are you speaking?